Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Tracy's Art and Craft. So I'm here today, I'm going to be making some clusters. It's quite early in the morning, bear with me, I am really groggy. And I don't think the lighting's any good, so let me just try to, I think that's a little bit better. So I've got with me some 12 by 12. Yeah, I mean, I like the paper, it's okay, nothing wrong with it, but I thought it would make a really nice background for some clusters. Now beside me I have a whole bunch of book pages I need to get through. I really want to do a craft room tour for you guys, but seriously I've got to get rid of the pile first, you know, like, try to see if I can show you guys. Let me see, I might mess up all my film, and bear with me guys, bear with me. So if you look at that pile of stuff. So this I use for paper beads. Okay, these envelopes I'm making, these I make for paper beads. This is all book page that I've pulled out and I don't really want to try to put away. And then underneath here I've got printed papers, and you see all this stuff here. I just want to get it all used up. So a big pile that I've pulled out. There we go. So yeah, that's the big pile I've got to get through. So I wanted to grab a few bits, try to get through it, see what I can do. And mainly, yeah, just try to put a few clusters together. So I'm just trying to choose out a few coloured pieces that I like the look of. Oh my god, such a massive pile. I can't even tell you how bad I need to get this done. Some of these papers will be going into journals and stuff, so it's not too bad in that sense. I've just found I've got a bunch of tags I have done, so I'll put them in the right box. We'll start off with just these for now. Anyway, you don't want to see me rummaging through stuff. So what I do is I'm going to do about 2 to 3 layers of papers, and then I'll put a decorative item, and then we move on. But what I do is I'm going to mass make them onto one big 12 by 12, so then I can rip them all out around the 12 by 12, and yeah, making things easier. I've got some doily with me, I've got some lace, I've got some decorative pieces. So let's just get started. I hope you're all well. So as most of you know, I've had a really hard week. It's been pretty difficult this week. But you know, we get through, don't we? And the weekend, I'm kind of glad. So what am I glad about? It's really hard to talk about, I'm sorry, without getting upset. So my cat actually passed, my cat Rose, she passed on Friday, and I'm kind of glad it happened early in some sense of the word, because my children had the weekend to process it before going back to school, which helped them no end. But equally, you know, it's been hard, and it was sad that we had to do it early, but unfortunately she took a really bad turn for the worst and we couldn't leave her in pain. So yeah, but this week I'm hoping can, you know, be a bit more up. I am up to date fully on all my cleaning chores. That's one thing for sure. Whenever I get stressed, anxious, depressed, the first thing I do is clean. I have to burn the energy. If I don't burn the energy, I begin to really suffer bad with panic attacks and things. So if I burn the energy, I actually feel better. So the first thing I do is get up and I just start cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. And in fact, some of my children were joining in with me this weekend, so I guess they kind of needed it too. So this book page here isn't actually very old, but it is coffee dyed. If you're wondering why it looks so dark coloured, it is actually coffee dyed. So yeah, I've got all that done, so that's nice. It means that I can get more filming done, because next week Oh, but this one's turned out terrible. Right, just get rid of it, Tracy. Get rid of it. Next week, we have the children's school holidays. They have a half-term week. So I won't be able to film again, you know, and I wanted to get ahead. So this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to film 2 videos every day, meaning I'll have a video for next week. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense, right? So I thought I'd film 2 today. So I've got 1 for today and 1 for next Monday. And then I'd film 2 for tomorrow, you know, like that. And then, yeah, I think that makes sense, right? So that's what I'm going to do. And as I have cleaned up, I've got the time to do it now. I love this paper here that I'm putting down. It is actually old German book page. Very old, 1700s. 1775, I believe. 74, 75, something like that. Very old. But not only were they very good with their paper, but the font that they use is just adorable. It's almost medieval, isn't it? So we'll do a few with that on there. There we go, get rid of that piece. And now I've got this Symphonist of Categories. I don't know, sort of a contents page type thing. This one is, I don't know if you can hear it, it's really old, really brittle, and it makes this funny tear sound when they're that old and brittle. They also like to really tear into points. So just try to take some of them points off. Oh, for God's sake. Come on. Keep getting rid of the small bits, sorry guys. So this is my favourite way of making clusters. I know some people do snippet rolls, they do 1 by 1, just placing down the items. But this is one of my favourite ways. And I place them down like this and I go around and glue them down. Not even, you know, really well, I just roughly glue them down. You know, I don't worry about the edges and things like that. Because it's a cluster, you don't need to worry about the edges. But some people like to make sure all the edges are down, that's fine too. So yeah, my week consists of lots of filming to get this done. I also have to go to the charity shop. I've been sorting out my craft area. Just getting rid of rubbish and downsizing a little bit because I had a lot of stuff that I just didn't use. So that that area is now downsized, but now I've got a lot of things to go and give to charity, to take to the charity shop for other crafters to enjoy. Now I did want to just say something about charity shop. I saw a video about somebody who they go into these thrift shops, charity shops to buy things and use them in things like eBay and whatnot. Let's just pop these aside for a second. We've been making quite a few clusters today, so. But yeah, they use the thrift shops to buy things resale on eBay. Got no problem with that, do you? Whatever. What I do have a problem with is that a lot of them were doing things like going into the children's section, and I just wanted to have a little word about that really. Just put it out there for people to think about. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. We can't all agree, can we? But when I was a single mum before my husband, I had 3 children as a single mother. I was in poverty. I was in deep, deep poverty. Some of the worst. It was really bad. And the only way I kept my children clothed in nice clothes so that they wouldn't get bullied and so they wouldn't have a hard time was charity shops. Now when you go into thrift shops, charity shops, whatever you want to call them, there is this unspoken rule. You don't touch certain areas. Certain areas are left for those who are in poverty, and one of those areas are the children's area. I strongly believe that you shouldn't be touching children's clothes. Too much of the children's toys either. Sorry, this bit of, I've got muslin here that I'm putting down and it's just wanting to be straight and pretty and I don't want it to be. So yeah, some areas are just out of bounds. It shouldn't be touched. I don't go near children's clothes. Any children's clothes I use are actually from my own children. And it's only if they've got stains on, things like that. Anything that is suitable to be used and reused, you know, I take them to a charity shop every time because it's a means for people, you know, without. And yeah, some things you should just be. I also do extra. I also, if I go into a charity shop, I don't take things that look like they're running out. I'm just going to start gluing these now, my dears. So yeah, I don't use things that look like they're starting to run out. So if there are lots of, say, glassware, and I do need some more pots and things for my stuff, I'll go, oh, okay, I'll use some of that. But if there's not a lot, I just won't pick it up. And I say, oh, well, that's not for me today. I'll leave that for somebody else. And unless there's something I absolutely adore, you know, then maybe I'll pick it up. But generally I don't. I just leave it for somebody else who needs it more. Now, when other people are going in and they're buying from eBay, that's not the people that should be picking up that stuff. Oh, look at this beautiful child's clothing that is designer. I'll take that. I'll resell that on eBay. Yeah, but then there could be a poor child out there who could have it, you know. I just think we've all got to start thinking a little bit more seriously about this, especially with the way that money's going at the moment. I know here in the UK we're having a cost of living crisis, and it is a crisis. I have hit hard times. I can't buy, I mean, I haven't hit hardest times like some people have, don't get me wrong. I'm quite well off and very lucky. But I've hit times where I've got to be more careful now with my money. We are paying for holidays, and now, you know, there are certain things I wanted for the house I can't get now because we've had to dip into our savings a little too many times, and now there are no savings and we're living wage to wage. But there are other people out there who don't have that option even, and they are hungry and they can't put their heating on and they can't put their lights on, and it's getting bad, guys. And here we are taking from people, you know, that may be more in need. It's not fair, is it? So there are certain things I think should be out of bounds, should not be touched, and yeah, just we've got to think about each other a little bit more for, you know, for community's sake. We're a community at the end of the day, not just crafters, but, you know, generally where we live, we're a community. And I'll stop rambling now. You get it. You get the message. You know, I'm not horrible. I'm not an ogre, but please think of others in your area before picking up an item. Think about what it could be worth to somebody else. It's the same for things like when I go into charity shops, I pick up bed linen or nice things for like tablecloths, things like that, fabrics that I want. I don't necessarily pick up anything if there's not a lot there, because it's just sad, isn't it? Don't pick up what other people may need, you know? It's my motto. If it means I miss out on something really pretty, oh well, never mind. Somebody else gets something really pretty and that's nice, isn't it? I mean, I really did. I was even homeless at one point as well. So I really did hit hard times due to a really bad marriage. And yeah, I was an absolute wreck. And if it wasn't for these places, I wouldn't have, you know, I wouldn't have been able to get anything for my children. So the only reason they had a nice bedding and nice clothes and things like that was just because of these places that are about, these charity shops, which don't only, you know, raise money for other charities, but they also help out the local communities. And, you know, some of them got to know me and got to know that I was buying for just my children. And yeah, they were so lovely, the ladies in there would drop the prices and things for me because they knew how badly I needed it. And they knew that I wasn't, you know, reselling on or anything like that. And anything my children grew out of that was good, I was bringing back in. But yeah. And now I pay even more because I give an extra donation at the tills. So I buy the item and then I donate at the tills as well. Because, you know, it's all about giving back, isn't it? I also put into food banks and all sorts because, you know, I used all those things when I needed it, and I'd like to help out a mother who needs it too, because those mothers, they're not any different from you and I. They're just trying to get on, trying to do what's right by their children. So as you can see here, all I'm using on fabrics is just a bit tacky glue. Tacky glue works perfect for light fabric use, and so for these clusters they work brilliantly. Now I do not always check the writing on my clusters, but I tend to not use books that are too controversial. If it is something like I've got an advertisement book and it does have some racist qualities to it because of the era it's from, those I would be very careful when taking from. But if it's just like little children's books and things, I don't tend to look too much. So just in case any of you see anything, you know, chances are it will get covered up anyway, to be honest. My clusters do keep getting covered over. I've had people ask me, do I feel worried about using German books? Not if they predate the wars. If they predate the wars, which I prefer the text that does predate the wars, the Germans were lovely people. I mean, they really were. So, yeah, they are again today as well. So, you know, no, I'm not worried because there's nothing, you know, there's nothing going to be seen there that matters at all. And of course I can speak a little bit of German, so what I can't speak, I can either ask my mother because she can speak it, or I can look it up in a German dictionary and just have a quick look and make sure there's nothing too bad. That's where old German dictionaries come in handy as well, because they've got the older words in, the old translation books. Sorry these are taking so long, my glue is being a bit of a pig today. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a hand dye video. I've just got to sort out the unit that I do it on, because the unit that I do it on at the moment is for laundry. I have all my laundry on there for the children to take upstairs and put away. they're all old enough, you see, to put their own laundry away, so I just place it in an area and get them to put it away. I'm having to squeeze this glue really hard, so I'm just going to give it a little push through. I think there's a very small blockage in there. If I push it through, that usually helps. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of crafting today. I'm going to do next week's video in a second as well. It should be a nice one. We hope. We'll see how it turns out. There we go. So as you can see, I've done 2 book page and then something frilly. It's kind of like the rule I'm going for here at the moment. 2 book page, so you could do 2 paper, 2 different pattern papers maybe, 2 whatever papers, and then something frilly, so you could do doily, you could do, you know, if you had like lace patterned paper, you could do that. You could do die cuts. I've been actually been thinking about getting myself some doily die cut, because I've got one tiny one and it makes tiny little doilies, and I was thinking, oh, do you know what, I might at some point get myself a doily die. And then yeah, make my own sort of doilies. So I'm just placing some glue wherever I can put it, wherever there's a slightly thicker piece on lace, and then put that down, and that will hold, as it's just a cluster, you know. If it doesn't hold, you can go in later on a bit of 3-in-1 or whatever, a bit of stronger glue. And then after that you would put on a decorative item. So that might be a butterfly. I've got lots of bits around me at the moment. I've pulled a load of bits out because I know I've got to, you know, make quite a few clusters because I am literally out of them. I don't have hardly any. This is all I've got left, but that's not enough because they're all different colours. That's not enough because I probably only have 1 cluster for each type of journal I'm doing because they're all different colours and things. And you want it to suit a certain page, you know, so you'd go through and pick out which one you think you want. There we are. Right, so next I'm going to pop on some decorative items. So when I use things like these little mini postcards, I don't know if you can see those, they're really cute. Get my fingers out the way. They're from Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. So when I use things like them, I would probably put a little something with them, like maybe a stamp or something. I have some little tags, so I can pop a little tag on there. If I pop a little hole on and a little bit of ribbon or something, that would be cute as well. So I wouldn't necessarily double them up. I've got some pretty little flower cards which could go on. I've got some leaves and bits at the top there. I've got some butterflies here. Here I've got some really cute, which I'm definitely going to be using, these little faux stamps. This is Journal Boat. The Journal Boat. Go look in the description box down the bottom. She's a new one I'm using at the moment. I really like her digital kits. I've only got 2, but Yeah, I've got some of these old vintage ladies, the little ones I was thinking of using. These are Edwardian Fussy Cut Ladies by Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And I have some tickets. Tickets I would also double up like the postcards. So I might put a few tickets in the backgrounds as well. So let's do that actually. Let's do that now. Oh, I've just dropped my butterflies on the floor. Luckily they're in a packet, hey, because otherwise that might be tragic. So some of these tickets, like this one, have a, they are stickers. They're printed on sticker paper. If you get some A4 sticker paper. There we go. Let's pop on a few of these postcards as well then. Can you see that, guys? Have I come off the screen? Probably. Probably. There we go. Now, what else shall I add? Now, I wanted that other one, didn't I? Because she had some pretty bits in there. So we had some of these really pretty circles. And then we had these like faux stamps. And I thought they were cute. And I was going to leave those uncut, like, you know, usually I cut the edges and make them look like stamps, but I don't know, something about those little white dots at the edge, I quite like that. I'm going to leave them. So I think some of these faux stamps I'll put over these. And I have these little dots, so let's cut these out. There we go. Just adding a little something. Yeah, I might double those up as well. So I think I'm going to double up the, because they're quite big clusters, I'm going to double up the focus items because I think it needs it. Let's grab a few butterflies out. These wonderful butterflies that I dropped. And let's pop some on. So I'm just going randomly in my butterflies. The reason I like to go randomly is that I pick colours to suit certain aspects. I think I want that one over here. You know, certain aspects of a journal that I'm working on at the time. There we go. And then we'll just go and stick these on, as simple as that. So some of these, like this one, if I remember rightly, has a tag. You can ink all these before you stick them down if you wish. I think they're looking okay, I'm not going to bother. Although I probably won't bother and then I'll come to use them and wish I'd bothered, but you know, that's just the way it is. So yeah, this was those new stamps that I got. And I stamped my own tickets, and yeah, I just love them stamps now. I use them all the time. I make up a bunch of tickets and use them in my journals and things. So yeah. This one was a sticker too. This sticker paper that I happened to buy was really sticky, so I don't bother adding extra glue. You can if you're worried about whether it will stick down. But yeah, these were mega sticky, so I really don't think they're going to have a problem. What is the time looking like? Oh. Yep, sorry guys, just had to stop and start you there. Literally about to get cut off. Good job I looked at that, wasn't it? Let's just turn this around, I think. There we go. Because I don't always, do I? We all know what I'm like. I'm not looking at what the time is. This is a sticker, this butterfly. So again, it's one of those stickers that I printed on the sticker paper. I need to get some more of that really. I do like printing off stickers. I wish I could show you which ones I'm using and stuff, but to get like an Amazon affiliate link thing to be able to link them, I think you've got to have like 10,000 subscribers or something crazy. Insane. And I don't know any other way that I would make a list to show you guys. I don't know how that all works. So if any of you guys know, do let me know. And also, you know, don't worry about putting tips and tricks and things like that on there. We're all learning, including me. I just learned a wonderful trick from G Kerr from Happiness and Crafting. She just did a video about how to screw up your muslin to make it look better. Your cheesecloth, sorry. And yeah, so now I've got glue everywhere. Sorry, it's glue off my fingers. So yeah, now my cheesecloth looks a bit more squinchy and lovely. I love it. So yeah, I love tips and tricks because I don't usually know. So once I'm all glued down, then we get to rip them out, right? So I very carefully rip around one, and then I take it and neaten it up however I want. There we go, so we have one there. If I wanted to rip it down further when I come to use it, I can, and they go straight into the pot to dry. Any of that straight edge there, so just take all that off. I'm just going to take off this white as well, and there we go. I really like that one because that pink butterfly brings out the pink in the paper in the background. That was really cute. Oh, this one's come up a little bit. There we go. So yeah, you can shrink them when you come to use them or whatever. But for me, it just gets them roughly sort of cut out, and then I've got a whole bunch of clusters ready to go. There we are. Yeah, I love them. I think they're so cute. Of course, I'll be sitting here today getting some of these done. I like that one, that's quite a big one, but I can also really chop that one down small as well, so that could be big or small, so I like that one. Because I like them to be quite versatile, so I don't know what I'm going to use them as, no, and where I'm going to use them, so. There's another one. You can use all those tiny scraps if you want to, if you're low on supplies. I've made the decision to stop using scraps unless I have a plan for them, because yeah, I just had so many. But if I've got a plan to do some scrappy bits in a journal, then I keep some. But I keep them according to the journal that I'm using, if that makes sense. So if I'm making a journal that uses a certain paper, I'll keep all those scraps while I'm making that journal, and then I'll think of at the end some items that I can use, that I can use scraps in. Okay, that went a bit crazy there. This butterfly tried to come up and oh, that went insane. Right. So yeah, if it's a certain project I'm doing, I'll keep the scraps, and at the end I'll make items to go in the journal, but generally I don't keep scraps. So like all these little pieces, I won't keep those, because it can get a little out of hand, I think. But I know some people who, you know, they could totally see them as a crafting resource and won't get rid of any scraps. So that's fine, because that's right for them. It's whatever's right for you in your living circumstances. Can you see how I've made that look like it's been chewed by a rat? Oh, let's try to get rid of some of that. That's a little better. Yeah, I made that look like it had been chewed by a rat. That was disgusting. Not pretty at all. There we are. I love these. I think they're so cute, these ones. That's because it's pink. I love pink. Just sort of that dusty pale pastel, dusty rose, them sort of colours. Just love it. Not my favourite colour though. My favourite colour is purple. I love to be surrounded in purple, but I don't, you know. My living room is at the moment, but that's about to get changed because I'm about to redecorate. Hence why I thought I'd show my sort of craft area, and then in like 2 years time the plan is my craft room will be completely different, because I'm going to be decorating the whole house before I get round to my craft room, if that makes sense. Some of these items I haven't had in my craft room for very long at all, But I am planning on a move around when I get new sofas and things, so we're doing that after the holidays next year, so yeah. So that was my clusters. Let me pull out a few and show you them. So they've turned out lovely, all from a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I haven't, even if I just used all these, because of that pink paper all being the same in the background, you could use all these different colours and aspects in just one journal, or you could use them in lots of different journals. So you can also tear them down and make them a lot smaller. You know, if you've got a page where you need them smaller, they could go onto envelopes and all sorts. So yeah, I hope that made sense to you guys in making clusters that way. And also it gives you a reason to use up some 12 by 12 papers if you've got a bunch that you don't like. A great way to use them if you don't like them is to use them as clusters, because you can hide them behind things and only have tiny bits showing out. Or you could have none showing out and just use them as a base and just rip round completely and have none of that background. So it's a great way just to use up that stuff that we're not using. Also, if you've got too much book page, again, you know, I always say clusters are the way to go. If not, paper snippets, which, yeah, I think I'll make a video for that soon, actually. We'll make a paper snippet roll together, because I know a lot of people find them useful for making clusters. I don't use them that way, but I will just show you, and then I'll use it because I've got it, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you'd like to become a member, I do 2 different memberships. You can just donate to me if you want to. All money used goes straight back into my crafting. I'm not begging for money. You don't have to do any of this. I'm happy if you don't, that's fine. But if you become the lower down member, I've made it really cheap. It's cheaper than buying me a coffee. I've made it really cheap. And you get all my free digitals, all my digitals for free. You can also go on to buy me a coffee to buy my digitals if you want. But at the moment, I've got a 40% off sale on my Etsy because I'm closing it down. We've only got that till Thursday. So do jump on board and grab that if you want to. Only if you want to, guys. No pressure here, you know, you're not being pressured or anything. If you wanted to join my higher up membership, I use all the money you give me in that membership, minus the charges that they take, and I go out and I get you some lovely happy mail and send you some beautiful things in the post. Some of them are my own supplies. Some of them I've gone out and specifically picked for you, and some of it is something I've made for you, and it'll all be mixed up into a lovely happy mail sent out to you. So yeah, do have a little look at that if you're interested. And if you see anything you like, you want to buy it. So if you want to buy any of my ephemera I make, or if you want to buy any of my journals, I do have a playlist for journals that are available for sale. If it's available, it'll say in the playlist. If it's sold, it will say, and if it's reserved, it will say. So they do have them in the title. If you're interested in any journals that I have, or any ephemera that I make, just contact me via email. That's down in the description box. If you can't see it in the description box because I've forgotten to put it there, which does happen, just pop on my website and you'll find my email address in there. And you can just email me and tell me that you're interested, and I will get in touch with you. I use PayPal to pay. I will be keeping the Etsy shop available in case people really do prefer to buy from Etsy. I could put it in there, but just understand it will cost more because their charges are insane. Yeah, how people put up with Etsy, I don't know. Yeah, and I'm not a business, guys. I'm putting it out there for anyone that's new. I'm not a business. I don't run a business. I'm a hobbyist. I don't make any profit at the moment, and although I do fill in all my forms that I have to fill in, I am a hobbyist. I don't make any profit. So anything that you buy from me, I do not charge from profit. This is my hobby, and so this isn't a job for me. This is my hobby, and it always will be. And it will ebb and flow like a hobby. I don't plan on making it a job, because if I make it a job, I feel pressure, and if I feel pressure, I won't want to do it. And I won't enjoy it. It won't be a job that I enjoy because I'm now being pressured to create, and I don't want to. I create as I flow. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm waffling now, so I'm just going to say goodbye and just stop waffling. Love to you all, best wishes, and I'll see you soon. Bye.